Today I am going to present how to draw the influence line diagram for moving loads. When a single concentrated load is moving on a bridge or girder, or when a uniform distributed load is moving across the beam or girder. So you know already what is influence line diagram. So a designer analyze the beam for various position of loads so as to get maximum shear force and bending moment values due to moving loads. To identify the position of loads for maximum shear force and bending moment at the specified sections, influence line diagram can be used. Already you know. So you have to draw the influence line diagram for maximum shear force and bending moment at a specified section. To identify the position of loads for maximum shear force and bending moment at a specified section, the influence line diagram can be used. The influence line diagram is used for finding maximum values of shear force and bending moment. So this is the sign convention already you know. So this is the positive sense of shear force and bending moment. So here this is the positive shear force and this is the positive bending moment. The positive shear force you have to consider when the right side is your downward force and left side is upward force. Right side downward force and left side upward force, this is the positive shear force. Similarly for bending moment, when the right side anti-clockwise moment and left side clockwise moment, this is you have to consider as a positive moment. So this is the positive sense of shear force and bending moment you have to use in the influence line diagram. So here we'll find out the maximum shear force and bending moment values due to moving loads. You know how to draw the influence line diagram at a specified section due to moving load for maximum shear force and bending moment. Generally, the designer focuses the idea of design at a section at which the shear force and bending moment values are maximum due to moving load. The influence line diagram are used for this purpose. The moving load can be of following types taken on a simply supported bridge or girder. These are the different moving loads. When the moving loads are crossing across a girder or bridge, then how you have to draw the influence line diagram for the maximum bending moment and maximum shear force at a specified sections. So these are the different moving loads: single point load or single concentrated load. Then uniform distributed load longer than span, uniform distributed load shorter than span, and number of point loads. That is a series of wheel loads. A train load, train. You see, in the case of train, there are number of point loads. There are number of wheels. So due to that wheels, so what is the maximum bending moment and maximum shear force at the specified section due to the position of that number of wheel loads? That we'll discuss. But today we'll discuss only due to the single point load and due to the uniform distributed load longer than span. So these two cases we will discuss today. When a single concentrated load is moving across a bridge or girder, or when a uniformly distributed load longer than span is moving across a bridge or girder. So these two cases we will discuss today. Then coming to beam subjected to a single point load or single concentrated load W. So when the single concentrated load is moving across a bridge or across a beam, across a girder from left support to right support. This is the single concentrated load. This is your simply supported beam AB and this is the single concentrated load W. When the load W moving across the beam or girder from the support A to support B, then you have to find out the maximum value of shear force and bending moment at the specified section at the C. So at C point, you have to find out the maximum shear force and bending moment at the point C. And this section or this point is present at a distance Z from the support A. Then you have to draw the influence line diagram for shear force and bending moment at this section. Let W be the moving load on a simply supported beam and the value of maximum shear force and bending moment required be at C, which is at a distance Z from A. ILD for SF and BM are as shown in figure 3 and 4. So you have to draw the influence line diagram for maximum moment or maximum shear force at C. So this is the influence line diagram for shear force at C. This is the influence line diagram for shear force at C. Already we have discussed in previous class. So this is when the unit load is present. When the unit load is present between A and C. So this is the influence line diagram. Or when the unit load is present between B and C, and this is the influence line diagram for shear force. So when the unit load is present at A, the shear force is 0. Then when the unit load is present at C, the shear force is minus Z by L. Similarly for BC portion, when the unit load is present between B and C, so the shear force at C, this is your L minus Z by L. And when the unit load is at B, the influence line diagram, the shear force is 0. This value is 0. So this is the influence line diagram. So already we have discussed in previous class. So here this is negative shear force and this is positive shear force. The negative shear force maximum is your at C Z by L, and the positive shear force maximum at C, this is L minus Z by L. This is the influence line diagram for shear force at C. Similarly, this is influence line diagram for moment at C. So at C, what is the moment? Then for that, this is the influence line diagram. This is also we have discussed in the previous class. So this is the maximum value of the bending moment at the point C, Z into L minus Z divided by L. This is a positive bending moment diagram, or this is the positive ILD for moment at C. This is the influence line diagram for moment at C, that is MC, and at the end, the moment MC is your 0, and at the end B, MC is 0, and at C, MC is equal to Z into L minus Z by L. This is the maximum moment here. So how you get the maximum shear force? Because this is ILD, influence line diagram for shear force at C. This is influence line diagram for moment at C. When the unit load is moving across a beam, when a unit load is moving across a beam, this is the influence line diagram for shear force, and this is the influence line diagram for the bending moment. But when the load W is moving, across a beam from left support to right support. So what is the maximum shear force? From figure 3, it is clear that the maximum negative shear force occurs when the load is just to the left of section C. Just left of section C, this is the point C. So just left of section C, you will get the maximum shear force, negative shear force. And just right of section C, you will get the maximum positive shear force, this one. This is the maximum positive shear force L minus Z by L, and this is the maximum negative shear force Z by L. So this will occur just left of the section C, and this is occur just right of the section C. It is clear that maximum negative shear force occurs when the load is just to the left of section C. So what is the maximum negative shear force? Because this is for the unit load. When the load W is moving across a girder or across a beam, so what is the maximum negative shear force? The maximum negative shear force is equal to W into Z by L. So you have to multiply by the load W. Similarly, maximum positive shear force occurs when the load is just to the right of the section C. Just right of the section C, you will get the maximum positive shear force. So the maximum positive shear force is equal to W into L minus Z by L. Then find out the maximum bending moment. So you will find out the maximum bending moment from the figure 4. From this figure, this is the ILD per moment at C. This figure is the ILD for the moment at C when the unit load is moving from A to B. When the unit load is moving from A to B, so this is the section, and here the moment MC. This is the section, and for this moment MC, so this is the influence line diagram. This is the influence line diagram. So you have to find out when the load W is moving across a beam, what is the maximum bending moment at the section C. So you will get the maximum bending moment at the section itself. You will find out the maximum bending moment at the section itself. At the section C itself, you will get the maximum bending moment. So what is the maximum bending moment? So you have to multiply by W here. W, because this is for the unit load. This is the bending moment. When the load W is moving across a beam, so what is the maximum bending moment? W into Z, L minus Z by L. It is clear that the maximum bending moment will occur when the load is on the section itself. So the maximum bending moment at C is equal to MC max is equal to W into Z, L minus Z divided by L. So this is the maximum bending moment at C. Then how you will find out the absolute maximum value? Absolute maximum value you can find out anywhere in the beam. So for achieving this, ordinate of ILD should be maximum. To get the absolute maximum value, the ordinate of ILD should be maximum. So here also find out what is the absolute maximum negative shear force for negative shear force. So where you will get the absolute maximum negative shear force? ILD ordinate is maximum value of 1 when Z is equal to L. Here you see, so when Z is equal to L, because this is the Z, this is the Z, this is Z, the point B or the section C, point C or section C at a distance Z from the support A. So when Z is equal to L, when the Z is equal to L, that is when the W load is present at B. When W load is present at B, when the moving load W, when the moving load W is present at B, that is Z is equal to L. So what is the influence line diagram? This is 1. When Z is equal to 1, this is the maximum shear force. This is the maximum negative shear force. ILD ordinate is maximum value of 1 when Z is equal to L, that is at B. So absolute maximum negative shear force is equal to W. So here this is for unit load, but for when the load W is moving across a beam, so what is the maximum negative shear force? W. So here you will get the maximum negative shear force is your W. Absolute maximum negative shear force is equal to W. Similarly, for positive shear force, you have to take this is positive shear force, and here you will get the maximum value 1. At the support A, you will get the maximum positive shear force 1. When the moving load W is present at A, that is when Z is equal to 0. When Z is equal to 0, you will get the maximum absolute shear force. You will get the absolute, this one. The absolute maximum positive shear force is equal to W. When Z is equal to 0, that is at A. When Z is equal to 0, that is at A, you will get the absolute maximum positive shear force. This value is your W. Where you will get the absolute maximum bending moment. So the absolute maximum bending moment. So this is the ILD for the bending moment at C. So where you will get the absolute maximum bending moment. So always at the center, you will get the maximum when Z is equal to L by 2. So at that position, you will get the absolute maximum bending moment. Ordinate of ILD for moment is maximum when Z is equal to L by 2. Hence, when the load is at midspan, the absolute maximum bending moment is equal to WL by 4. So when we put this Z is equal to L by 2 here Z is equal to L by 2. This is L by 2, L by 2, L minus L by 2, L by 2, L by 2, and this is L by 2. So that is, and the W, and this is your W. this one, maximum bending moment, this one, W Z L minus Z by L. So this is Z is equal to L by 2. This is Z is equal to L by 2. This is L by 2, L minus L by 2. L by 2, L square by 4. 1 LL cancel. So finally you will get the maximum bending moment is your WL by 4. This is the absolute maximum bending moment that you will get are the midspan of the simply supported beam. So coming to one example, find the maximum negative and positive shear force and maximum bending moment at a section 3.5 meter from left support in a simply supported beam of span 6 meter. A single point load is 100 kilonewton rolls across the beam. So this is the simply supported beam and the span of the beam is 6 meter and the single point load is present at a distance 3.5 meter from the support A. This is Z. 3.5 meter is your Z and L is equal to 6 meter. L is equal to 6 meter. Z is equal to 3.5 meter. And this side L minus Z. L minus Z is equal to 2.5 meter. And the load W is equal to 100 kilonewton. This is the data given. W, Z, L. And when this 100 kilonewton load is moving from left support to right support, then you have to find out the maximum negative and positive shear force and maximum bending moment at a section 3.5 meter from the left support. So at this section, you have to find out what is the maximum negative shear force, what is the maximum positive shear force, and what is the maximum bending moment. Here. So you know the formula, that is when the load is just to the left of the section, we get the maximum negative shear force. So V max negative is equal to minus WZ by L. Already we have discussed. Just to the left of the section. Just to the left of the section, we get the maximum negative shear force minus WZ by L. So W is given 100 kilonewton, Z is equal to 3.5 meter, L is equal to 6 meter. So after putting this value, we will get the maximum negative shear force is equal to minus 58.33 kilonewton. Similarly, find out the maximum positive shear force when the load is just to the right of the section. When the load is just to the right of the section, we get the maximum positive shear force. Just here. This is the section. Just to the left of the section, just left of the section, you will get the maximum negative shear force. This one. Maximum positive shear force is equal to W into L minus Z by L. This is 100 into 2.5 divided by 6 is equal to 41.67 kilonewton. This is the maximum positive shear force that you will get just right of the section C. Then where you will get the maximum bending moment. So the maximum bending moment you will get just at the section. So this is your WZ into L minus Z by L. This one. WZ into L minus Z by L. Maximum bending moment at C is equal to WZ into L minus Z divided by L. So the maximum moment is equal to 100 into 3.5 into 2.5 divided by 6. Z is your 3.5 and L minus Z is 2.5 and the length is 6. So this is your equal to 145.83 kilonewton meter. So this is the maximum negative shear force, maximum positive shear force, and maximum bending moment at a section C. At a section C, this is the maximum shear force, negative, positive, and bending moment. Then coming to when the uniformly distributed load is moving across a beam and the length of the UDL is longer than the span. Length of the UDL is longer than the span. So this is the beam. This is the beam AB simply supported. So from A to B, this is your beam simply supported, but this is overhanging because this is your this side and this is overhanging. But this is the beam AB. So when the UDL is moving across a beam and the length of the UDL is longer than the span length, the span of the beam AB is L, and when the UDL is longer than the span of the beam, this is the UDL. You see, this is the UDL. So the UDL length is longer than the span length AB. So how you will draw the influence line diagram, where you will get the maximum shear force, maximum bending moment. When the UDL is moving across a beam and the length of the UDL is longer than the span length AB. Let a uniformly distributed load of intensity W per unit Newton, which is longer than the span of the beam AB, moves across the beam from left hand to right hand. From left to right, when this is moving, then where you will get the maximum shear force and maximum bending moment. So first we will discuss maximum shear force at a given section. In the influence line diagram for shear force, we can observe that maximum negative shear force occurs when the UDL occupies the length AC and segment CB is empty. You see, this is the influence line diagram for shear force. This is the influence line diagram for shear force. When the unit load is moving, that is at a specified section C, and this is the influence line diagram. So here you have to find out when the uniform distributed load is moving across a beam. So where you will get the negative shear force, maximum negative shear force, and where you will get the maximum positive shear force. You will get the maximum negative shear force when the UDL occupies this length, AC length. When the UDL occupies the length AC, so you will get the maximum negative shear force. And where you will get the maximum positive shear force? So when the UDL occupies the length BC, when the UDL occupies the length BC, and at that position you will get the maximum positive shear force. Here you see, maximum negative shear force occurs when the UDL occupies the length of AC, and segment CB is empty. Here there is no UDL. In the portion CB there is no UDL. When the UDL is present between A and C, so that case you will get the maximum negative shear force. Similarly, maximum positive shear force occurs when the load occupies the length CB and segment AC is unloaded. There is no load on the AC segment. There is no UDL on the AC segment. And when the UDL is present on the BC portion, so you will get the maximum positive shear force. Just coming to this figure, so this is for the maximum negative shear force, because this is the UDL. So this is the UDL is present. So when the UDL is present up to C, you see the UDL is present between A and C. Here there is no UDL. In the portion BC there is no UDL. The UDL is present between A and C. So this case you will get the maximum negative shear force. When the UDL is present between A and C, there is no UDL on the portion BC. So this case you will get the maximum negative shear force. Here just to see, maximum negative shear force occurs when the UDL occupies the length AC and segment CB is empty. There is no UDL on the segment CB. So this case you will get the maximum negative shear force. When the UDL is covers portion AC only, so you will get the maximum negative shear force. So the maximum negative shear force is equal to FC max is equal to minus W into area phi LD for FC in length AC. Area phi LD for FC in length AC. So what is the area phi LD for FC in length AC? This is the area. This area you have to multiply to the load W. The load is your W per unit term, and you have to multiply this area. So what is this area? Negative area. Half into Z into Z by L. Half. What is the area of this triangle? Half into Z by L. And what is the load? W. The load is your moving W per meter run. And what is the area of this negative ILD? Half into Z into Z by L. Area of ILD for FC in length AC. So FC max is equal to minus W half into Z by L. This is equal to minus W Z square by 2L. So this is the maximum negative shear force when the UDL is present between A and C. Then coming to maximum positive shear force. So where you will get the maximum positive shear force. So already we have discussed when the UDL is present between C and P, and on the segment AC there is no UDL. There is no UDL on the segment AC, and the UDL is present between C and B. In that case, you will get the maximum positive shear force. Positive shear force is maximum when the uniformly distributed load occupies the portion CB only. The maximum positive shear force FC max is equal to W into area of ILD for FC in length CB. This one, this area CB. This is the ILD of FC for the length CB. So what is the area of this ILD? What is the area of the positive ILD that you have to take, and you have to multiply by W. Then you will get the maximum positive shear force for UDL. So what is the area of this triangle? Half into L minus Z into L minus Z by L into W. So FC max, the maximum positive shear force is equal to W into half L minus Z, L minus Z by L. So this is equal to W into L minus Z whole square by 2L. So this is the maximum positive shear force that you will get when the UDL is moving from C to B. When the UDL is present between C and B, so that case you will get the maximum positive shear force. This is equal to W into L minus Z whole square by 2L. Then coming to maximum bending moment at a given section, where you will get the maximum bending moment. This is ILD for the moment at C, and this is the maximum moment at the C, Z into L minus Z by L. And you have to find out the maximum bending moment when the UDL is present entire span AB. So that case you will get the maximum bending moment at the section C. When the UDL covers the length AB, in that case you will get the maximum bending moment. The maximum bending moment occurs when the UDL occupies the entire span and is given by the area of the influence line diagram for bending moment. So what is this area? And you have to multiply by W. So you will get the maximum bending moment. MC max is equal to W into area of ILD per MC. And area of ILD for MC is equal to half into L into Z into L minus Z by L. Length is the length of the span, and this is the ordinate Z into L minus Z by L and half. This is the area, and you have to multiply by W. W into Z L minus Z by 2. So this is the maximum bending moment at C. Then coming to where you will get the absolute maximum value of negative shear force, positive shear force, and maximum moment. So you know already we have discussed when the point load is moving across a beam. So where you will get the absolute maximum value. Here also you will get the maximum negative shear force when Z is equal to L. When Z is equal to L, that is, this is the Z, and when Z is equal to L means that is at the support B. Z is equal to L means that is at the support B. There you will get the maximum negative shear force, maximum negative absolute shear force. And when Z is equal to 0, that is at support A, you will get the maximum positive shear force. You will get the maximum positive shear force. So what you have to do here? So you have to take this area. You have to take this area into W. For absolute negative shear force, you have to take this total area into W, And for absolute maximum positive shear force, you have to take this area into W. So absolute maximum negative shear force is equal to W into half into 1 into L. This is equal to half WL. Similarly, the positive shear force is maximum when Z is equal to 0. That is at a when the load occupies the entire span AB. Absolute maximum positive shear force is equal to W into half into 1 into L. This is equal to half WL. Similarly, the maximum moment at any section is this one, half into WZ into L minus Z by L into L. This is equal to WZ into L minus Z by 2. You will get the maximum absolute bending moment at mid span when Z is equal to L by 2. When Z is equal to L by 2, you will get the absolute maximum bending moment. So here you put Z is equal to L by 2, W into L by 2 into L minus L by 2 by 2. This is the ordinate half into W into L by 2 into L minus L by 2. This one. This is equal to W L square by 8. So you'll get the absolute maximum bending moment at the midspan of the beam AB when the unit load is present throughout the length AB. When the UDL occupies the entire span AB, so at the midspan, you will get the absolute maximum bending moment. This is equal to WL square by 8. Then coming to another example, a UDL of intensity 15 kilonewton by meter. This is the UDL of intensity 15 kilonewton by meter. Rolls across a girder of span 7 meter. The UDL occupies the entire span. UDL occupies the entire span. Calculate the maximum negative and positive shear force and maximum bending moment at a section 4 meter from the left support. You have to find out at a 4 meter from the left support and at this section what is the maximum negative shear force, what is the maximum positive shear force, and what is the maximum bending moment. So here given the length of the beam is 7 meter and given the Z is equal to 4 meter and L minus Z is equal to 3 meter. This portion L minus Z and length of the beam L is equal to 7 meter. And the UDL intensity is given 15 kilonewton by meter. And when the UDL is moving from left support to right support, this is the moving of the UDL. So here you find out the maximum negative and positive shear force and maximum bending moment at a section 4 meter from the support A. Here you have to find out the maximum negative shear force, maximum positive shear force, and maximum bending moment. So first you find out the maximum negative shear force. Already you have discussed. So when the UDL is present between A and C, and when there is no UDL between B and C, so that case you will get the maximum negative shear force. That is when the UDL is present between A and C, that is for 4 meter length, you will get the maximum negative shear force. Maximum negative shear force occurs when the UDL occupies the distance from left support to the section. So FC max is equal to minus W half into Z by L. This is already discussed. Half into Z by L is equal to minus W Z square by 2L. Minus 15 into 4 square by 2 into 7 is equal to minus 17.14 kilonewton. This is the maximum negative shear force when the UDL is present between A and C. Then find out the maximum positive shear force. And for maximum positive shear force, here the UDL is present between C and B, and there is no UDL on the portion AC. That is for length 3 meter. So this case you will get the maximum positive shear force. Maximum positive shear force occurs when the load occupies between the section and the right support. This one. So FC max is equal to W into half L minus Z into L minus Z by L is equal to W into L minus Z whole square by 2L. but you know W is equal to 15 kilonewton by meter, L is equal to 7, and Z is equal to 4. 7 minus 4, this is 3 square by 2 into 7. This is 9.64 kilonewton. This is the maximum positive shear force. Then find out the maximum bending moment. So you know the maximum bending moment will occurs when the UDL occupies the entire span. That case you will get the maximum bending moment at the section C. So MC max is equal to W into half into L Z into L minus Z by L. This is equal to WZ L minus Z by 2. 15 into 4 into 3 divided by 2 is equal to 90 kilonewton meter. So this is the maximum bending moment that you will get when the UDL is present for the entire span AB. So that case you will get the maximum bending moment at a section C. This is equal to 90 kilonewton meter. So this is all about the maximum shear force and maximum bending moment at a specified section when the point load is moving across a beam, or when the UDL is moving across a beam and the length of the UDL is longer than the span length. That we have discussed today. Now all are clear? So in next class we'll discuss. So when the UDL is shorter than the span length, how we'll find out the maximum shear force or bending moment at a specified section.